Welcome to the Talk with Maria show. Today we're talking about women in leadership and entrepreneurship with Modupe Ogunlaja Armstead. Minister Armstead, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh my goodness. You know, there's so many women doing all different types of things. And sometimes women feel that they can, it's just easy to do one thing, be a housewife. Or they sit there and they would love to do something else. Be a caregiver, be a nurse, be a doctor. You have just taken a lot of projects under your sleeves. I want you to tell all the women in the world today on this Talk with Maria show how you have fared to get to this level.
Thank you for having me, by the way. It's
Thank
a pleasure. And I'm just grateful for my support system because for women, we need a support system to be able to get to where we need to get to because we wear so many hats.
Absolutely.
So one thing that actually started me was my aunt, because our mother died when I was like before 3 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was raised by my aunt. She was a business person and also able to raise us, myself and my nephew, by herself.
Wow.
At the same time, managing businesses that she does so well.
Yes.
So from childhood, I learned to do business. I learned to count the money. I learned to put 1 and 1 to be 2. But then education is also important. And there's one thing to go to school for education, there's another thing to be street smart.
Absolutely.
'Cause
It's
you need
two
that.
different trajectories, but you need it to work the entire piece together.
Yes.
So you started off, you were Nigerian by birth.
Yes.
How long did it take you to walk the streets of gold over here, as we say?
I came in 2001, shortly before the World Trade Center.
Wow.
And I remember telling myself, because I knew business, I grew in business. I was
Yes.
doing business from Nigeria, from where I came from. And I said that, why should I change that? That is who I am.
Right.
So it was very important for me to stay on course for what I do. So what I did was I started working like 2 weeks after I got here. I started working in a salon. And because back home I had both the fashion and the salon and had so many people, I started working in the salon.
So your entrepreneurship started from home.
Yes.
I see.
Yes. And through the salon, I was able to learn a lot. It helped me to assimilate into the culture.
Nice.
Because they used to call the salon United Nation.
Wow.
Because everybody was there, so it was easier for me to relate to
all different types of people.
Yes.
And the world is such a beautiful place. Let me tell you something. Going around the world and bringing people together, which is what we're doing. We just came back from a 3-city trip. We went to Abu Dhabi, where the people there is just so amazing. And when you look at it from a bird's eye view, not until you're in it do you feel the essence of how people, the dynamics of leadership, of woman entrepreneurship, of women coming out. Then we went to Singapore, and the women there are just a whole different, it's a different drove of understanding leadership. There were so many women at that conference.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
And then, of course, we go to Bali, where the women are just amazing. They ride their bicycles, their mopeds. They go to work every day. They create that substance of livelihood, and that is amazing.
Yes.
And so here you're meeting all these people. What happens?
Yes, it's amazing because I love the way my brain works. I
Yes.
love to create. I love to make.
As evidenced by this wonderful piece that you're wearing.
Thank you so much, because before coming here, I already had a degree in fashion and illustration.
Nice.
So even though I was working in the salon, I was still doing that. That's why I said, as women, we wear so many hats at the same time.
And you want to know something? You have that touch of yellow and that beautiful blouse that you've created.
Yes.
And I just decided that this was the second color, and it just blends right in.
I said
Time
it
and
before you
place.
came in. I said, yes, we're
Yes.
in tune.
Yes.
So it is amazing that even from the salon that I was working, I'd say 3 years after staying there, I became the owner of the place.
Wow. Tell me how you did it.
Yes, I knew I needed some education more. I love to go to school.
Yes.
I don't know. I just enjoy school.
Nice.
So I decided to go back to school. And I started with a community college. So from the community college, I received different opportunity with scholarship.
Nice.
But I decided
Must
to
have been an A student on the dean's list.
Yeah, I try. I'm trying.
Yes.
I'm trying. And then I went to, I did psychology. I majored in psychology.
Nice.
And I went to Hunter College from there.
Wow.
And after finishing, I went to Amaram. I went to
Yes.
Fordham.
Whoa.
And yes.
It's a big F.
Yes. I went to Fordham. And there's a lot of takeaway when you have the knowledge, the physical knowledge that you need in business.
Yes.
Because it just prepare you, it open the ground for you to
Absolutely.
do more.
Yes.
So right now I know that when it comes to marketing, this is what I could do, this is what I could do, this is what I could do.
Knowledge.
The knowledge.
And they said knowledge known and not shared is no knowledge at all. So going back to school, even if it's a short class, a short course from an individual that has gone through the entire understanding, and to share that knowledge is important.
Very, very important. And there's few things that we women, because we wear so many hats, we have some women that are caretakers.
Yes.
They take care of children,
Yes.
and some of them at the same time taking care of an aged parent at the same
Yes.
time. So when it comes to business, like I said, I pick my battle. What is more important?
Right.
I need to get my child to school. That's very important than opening the store
Yes.
at 9 a.m. So I will open at 10 a.m. instead to make room for me taking my child to school. The same thing when we take care of our aged parent.
Yes.
So we wear so many hats, and sometimes when it comes to education, we put it in the back burner. So I just want to encourage all the women out there, don't put it in the back burner. And we have a lot of opportunity now that you can actually do it online.
Do it online. We have to take a quick break. When we return, we'll hear more from Minister Ogulaja Armstead and how she took it to the next level.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
I was forgetting my responsibilities at work.
I told Mom we should visit a doctor.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected with Mom.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to Talk with Maria. We're talking about women in leadership and entrepreneurship with Minister Ogulaja Armstead. What are some of the challenges that women face in leadership and the entrepreneurship, and how can that be overcome?
I want to take our mind back to an experience I had. One day, I needed some work done
Yes.
in the business. So someone recommended somebody, and the person working is a little bit middle-aged man. He walked in and looked at me and said, "No, I don't do work for women," and just walked out.
Wow.
What did I do? I make more calls. In the next 30 minutes, I got somebody else that actually worked for women and came in and did the work and did an awesome job.
Wow.
So when the challenges come, is our response to the challenges that's actually the issue.
Yes.
But I'm like, it's not the only one here, and there are many people that could even do the job better.
Right.
So some of the challenges come, like let's talk about funding
Yes.
and the women-owned businesses. New York, 40% of the businesses are owned by women in this state.
Amazing.
But only few of them get the funding needed. But I want to encourage all the women Don't stop knocking on that door.
Don't stop knocking on the door. Don't let your dream just fade away. In this year, 2025, we want to make sure that all your dreams are successful.
Yes.
They come to life.
Yes.
You breathe breath into your dreams.
Yes. And one thing that I want to encourage the women is that find a way to solve the problem. If you have a particular challenge, you're not the only one having that challenges.
Absolutely.
Once you put it together, you find other people that actually needed what you need.
You're right on target. Let me tell you something. I got into home care because someone called me, a very great Nigerian friend, Michael. He called me one day and says, I am looking for a nurse. And I said, why are you looking for a nurse? He says, I opened a school and I can't find an RN. And I got one person, she said, but Maria, you have to come along with me. And this was in the 80s. And I left my office and I went to his office and helped him to work with 11 students that they gave me $11 in an envelope in 1989 that I still have. I was going through my keepsakes and they each signed a little note for me. And 30 years later, I have my own school and I still have their $11 in that envelope that they gave me. Wow. But by me helping him that day, gave me the knowledge of wanting to also have an education, train folks that wanted to care for people and be in leadership.
Solution to a problem.
Yes.
There was a problem. And you did.
Yes.
You found the solution for
Absolutely.
it. And here we are today. If you didn't do that, would we be sitting down
wouldn't
here?
be sitting here.
That's a question for another time.
One of the small reasons why I'm sitting here today, which create a big impression, I was on a bowling team. And I show up and the captain says, we're going to pick you up as our spare. And I was like, you should have told me that before I left home. I have my 3 sons that I have to cook for. I said, you know what? I'm going to take this evening off. And I'm going to go cook for my kids. And on my way home on the radio station, I heard broadcaster needed on 93.5 FM.
Wow.
And I had just finished at Lehman College doing television broadcasting and producing. And I said, you know what? Although I'm a producer, I can do broadcasting. When I get there, I'll learn the board if I get the job.
Wow.
And this was a Tuesday evening, and I had an appointment on Thursday, and I marched myself up to the studio and got the job.
Amazing.
And 20 years later, I broadcast up and down that dial and still had that dream of bringing home care to the television. And that's what I'm doing now.
It's amazing.
Yes.
How everything is connected.
Very connected.
I think for us, sometimes women, we need to start little.
Yes.
To start small.
Make a step.
Yes.
Take a chance.
One foot after the other.
Yes.
And you see that things eventually
It plays out. There's a reason for every season.
Yes. Yes.
We have to take a break. When we return, we'll talk about supporting and empowering women with Minister Ogunlaja Armstead. Thank you.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
When we have the food we need, we are at our best. We push further. We rise higher. We unlock our full potential. When we have the food we need, we make our communities stronger. Together, we can help everyone get the food they need to thrive. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Welcome back to Talk with Maria. We're talking about women in leadership and entrepreneurship with Minister Ogunlaja Armstead. Tell us, what are some of the ways that we can support and empower women in leadership and entrepreneurship?
That's a statement where I come from. It takes a village.
Yes.
The same way it takes a village to raise a child, the same way it takes a village for the business, especially women-owned business.
Right.
Like 40% in New York, women-owned. Only about 12% get funding. So what do? We support.
Yes.
We show up.
Yes.
We show up to support each businesses.
Absolutely.
And I do remember there was a time that somebody that I know in business, I will show up there and help them clean.
Oh, sweet.
Help them sweep. That way they do not have to spend that money to pay somebody to do it.
That's so kind.
So we need that kind of support.
Yes.
And also too, the family need to support.
Yes.
Our family needs to be there. If you're a husband, your wife is in business, show up and support.
Yes.
There's something
I love that word, show up.
Yes.
Don't just sit there, I want my family in business. And you only know that family when they're making millions of dollars. When they're not making any money, you're like, well, they own it, but I don't know. Show up. Let's start showing up.
For me, there's something that I do. It's not something, it works. It's not something that I'm too much proud of, but it works. When we need to get something done in the store, for instance, my husband makes the call.
Nice.
Because when they hear a female's voice on the phone, the price double or triple.
Oh my.
But when it's on the phone, they go, okay, I'll come up and I'll do, and they will show up and do it.
Yes.
Mind you, I gave him a list of what to say and how to say
The
it,
leadership.
and the price to put on it.
Right.
So that way, if we're able to show up in all of this sequence, we're able to make them strive. And also too, if any of our politicians are listening to this, pay attention to the women business.
Yes.
So when you show up as politician for them, they strive, families strive too. Children strive in the community.
When we talk about helping women, how do you think they spend their paychecks?
Men, statistically, earn more than women. And women, like if a woman should come, you go to a woman, ask, what do you want for Christmas? That woman is going to tell you, I want something for the home. I want a blender. I want this and that. Because they think about the home first before thinking about themselves.
By natural instinct.
Yes, by natural instinct. So it is very, very also important that women also, let's take time to take care of ourselves.
I know that you have become a pastor. You're doing a master's in divinity at the moment. Tell me a little bit about that, because in everything we need God, and God is definitely the great master of plans. And you've done fashion designing. Have you been on the runway?
Yes, I used to do a lot of fashion show,
Right.
Fashion Week and all that. And one thing about, I love God.
Yes,
And
so do I.
I'm actually an ordained minister
Very
at the
nice.
Greater Allen Cathedral of New York.
Wow.
So, and I focus on Christian education. I'm part of the people I teach.
Oh, nice.
Christian education over there. One thing about the spiritual aspect gives you strength.
Yes,
To
beyond
face,
a doubt.
Yes, to face
Yes.
what goes on there.
Yeah.
And I'm about to finish another master in divinity
Right.
from the United Theological Seminary.
Very
So
nice.
it's a beautiful journey. It's an amazing journey because I love to read, I love to learn, I love to know.
Wow. So you're forging on. What's your end goal?
It's empowerment.
I see.
One thing that we also do, I'm a missionary, so it's my husband. We go on different missions. Last year, we were in Sierra Leone and Nigeria. We distributed prescription glasses and reading glasses to over 3,000 people.
Oh, sweet.
And we did medications, clothes. So for me, the world is not me. It's beyond me.
Absolutely.
So reaching out to the world out there, because you'll be amazed what you have that we take for
need.
granted.
I know. So
Amazing.
it's so important to share care, understand
Yes.
that God has a purpose.
Yes.
And so, what's your next plan?
The next plan for next year, we're actually going to go to Liberia.
Nice.
There are few things that we're going to be doing this time. We're going to do something a little, we're going to add more to what we do. We're actually going to make a farm, a self-sustaining farm for a community that they can sell whatever they make and also use whatever they sell, the money to future. So because the thing is that it's not enough to just feed people. You teach them
Yes.
how to make it. And once
Absolutely.
that's done, then you move on to the next.
I also, at Abu Dhabi, there was a great forum on food and stopping hunger by 2030. Hopefully, we'll be able to do that way before that. Stay tuned. We want to take a quick break. While we return, we will discuss overcoming obstacles with Minister Ogunjola Amstad. We'll be right back.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy taught him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
Welcome back to Talk with Maria. We're talking about women in leadership and entrepreneurship. What are some of the common obstacles that women in leadership and entrepreneurship face?
One of the basic one is family.
Right.
Navigating between family responsibility and what they need to do. Because when a family member is sick, that becomes more important than you showing up at work or having the stable mind to actually function in what you do.
Yes.
So that's a big challenge. But if other family member can step in and be like, you go to the store, go to work, do what you do, we'll take care of it. That kind of is a lift.
The old family tradition of care. How are you inspiring? It's 2025. What are you inspiring? Are you going to have classes in women leadership? Tell us about that.
What I plan to do coming this year, because there's some simple things that we can put in place that big businesses would charge women-owned business for. That is how you appear on Google. If you have your phone, you put African fashion right now on your phone, MRO Palace is going to show up.
Wow.
It's not a lot. It's something that you can educate.
Start.
Yes, set it this way so that you're visible. Visibility is very, very important when it comes to businesses. And also, too, website that converts.
Yes.
Because there's some website you just go round and round and round, you never get to where you're going. Most of these big businesses spend a lot of money. They actually have a team that work on that. As a small business, you cannot afford that. So setting up a system where we can educate these women and, okay, let's do this little thing, let's do little this, that, to make you visible so that people will actually know you are there. And also another thing is that there have to be an access to funding for women-owned. If 40% of New York business is owned by women, and they're getting about 13% in funding, something is wrong some way. It's either the people in charge of this funding don't get it, So we need to knock on doors.
Well, there's a new woman director, actually CEO of the Small Business Association. Maybe we have to give her a ring and bring her on the show and tell her instead of a 10-page application, maybe a 1-page might work better.
Yes, because I remember during the COVID, I wanted to put in this the application, and it was just so hard.
It's very difficult.
And though I went to school. In business, you're busy working on immediate need than the future need, because the immediate need will pay your bills right now than the future need. But the future need is where you make it big.
Yes.
So you're torn between those two. But if there's a way to manage and educate women on how to actually do two at the same time, it will help in the long run, because these businesses, they're unique, they are special. And not just that, they are well thought of, and their passion, they're somebody's passion. So if we
See,
understand.
you can't pay for passion. Passion is very important. If a caregiver goes to someone home and they just want to make money, that care is not going to be. It's not going to be. It's not going to be authentic. If you go to someone's home and you say, you know what, I'll just come and volunteer to help you because you can't cook today for yourself. I'd like to help you take a shower, and you don't have to pay me. It's okay. That sends and lends a different essence to what you're doing. So I tell you what, let's take a challenge today. I'll put $500 if you'll put $500, and we'll offer classes to women in our audience that came today that want to become leaders or have a business.
That's beautiful, but they need more than that, though.
Well, we'll start them off.
Yes.
And maybe we'll show them the way.
Yes.
And say, hey, how many people have a plan that they just can't start a business? Maybe an LLC, maybe just to create a plan of action for them to start.
That's where I don't mind coming in, because
Wonderful.
the thing is that we can actually, you don't need to go to an accountant to get this done.
Okay.
I could get you set up.
Nice.
With way less money than that.
Cool.
Just go in and do it. That's something that I do.
And you can lend a hand.
Yes, I can lend a hand if you need to do a business plan. That's what I went to Fordham for.
If you need to do business plan, give us your information.
My personal email is mro1213@gmail.com. And you can also send me a text message, 347-204-8184. It is very, very important to have a business plan before you walk ahead, because you will be treading on a map, and it's a journey.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It was indeed a pleasure. And I see so many big things coming out of the world just with you in it.
Amen.
Yes. We want to just say to the women that are, trying, striving, thinking, don't just sit like the little red engine. I think I can. I think I can. You can. And Minister Armstead will be happy to help you. We're chipping in $500 today. We look forward to having you call us so that we can help you to take your expertise, your plan, whatever it may be, to the next level. I hope you found our conversations informative and inspiring. Visit us at our website, talkwithmaria.com, for resources and information. Share your thoughts on social media using hashtag #TalkWithMaria, and tune in next time for more inspiring discussions. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Talk with Maria is made possible by, if you're passionate about helping others, become a certified home health aide with Home Health Aid Training Institute, 516-333-3689, or visit hhati.com. Experience the authentic taste of Italy in the heart of Westbury, Rialto Restaurant. Make your reservation at 516-997-5689. Brooklyn Boulevard Home Care. They care for you in the comfort of your own home. To schedule your care, call 718-683-8303.